Welcome to Clan WNR, where we don't have time to bleed, but we have time to dive into all the spoilery goodness of Dan Tractenberg's third Predator film, Predator Badlands. I'm your host, Neil of Clan Gregors, and I'm joined by my Badlands Wolfpack, David of Clan Long, and Jose of Clan Lopez. Hunters, how are we doing?
This hunter's dying of the flu. Well, not the flu. He's got man flu. He'd definitely be cold at this point. He'd be cold, killed off as a weakling.
Oh, cold. I see what you're saying.
Cold, yeah.
It's clever because he's got one, and he should be as well. So yeah, it works both ways. First up, your initial non-spoiler brief reactions to Predator Badlands. Jose.
I'm going to keep it simple and say this is just a refreshing experience for a well-done action movie, but with the one
Are
caveat...
you talking about food again? Refreshing, well done. I'm getting hungry.
Go eat something, Neil. Like a bag of something. If anything, the only caveat I have is this is not a Predator movie. It is a really good movie. It is just not a Predator movie in my personal experience.
Well, we're going to get into that later, Jose, and say why you are wrong. David.
I see.
It was just super entertaining. I think it's definitely one of the most entertaining Predator films that we've watched in a while. And you liked it, didn't you, Evelyn?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You did not take your daughter to see Predator.
Yeah, in the cinema. You went, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aww.
How many stars would you give it? Would you give it 5?
Yeah.
Yeah? High five? Yeah.
Yeah.
Five
Five
stars from
stars.
Evelyn then for
5 stars from
Predator
Evelyn.
Badlands.
Yeah. Anyway, a genuinely super entertaining film. It wasn't without its flaws. Of all of the Predator films, it's probably the most entertaining of them all.
Oh.
Entertaining of them all.
I have been a fan of Dan Tractenberg since 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I believe was his first film, and he hasn't disappointed me yet, and he hasn't again with Badlands. I loved it, and just like you, David, I was thoroughly entertained from start to finish. So, the plot of Badlands, and this was supposed to be a quick, funny sprint through the plot of the film, and then Jose put in notes, which clearly missed the humour of what I'm attempting to do here. So, the plot of Badlands is that the runt of the litter, Deck, played by Demetrius Schuster Colamantangi, has some daddy issues and goes off to the death planet Genna. Think Space Australia. Think a planet where everything on there is going to try and kill you, from beasts to plants and everything in between. But Jose, what did I forget? What did I sum up with 4 words?
He has daddy issues, which is it's only just the start. So we start off the film with a really fun hand-to-hand sword battle with the two brothers, Quay and Deck, and it kind of establishes the idea that Deck is a runt of the litter. And
David, are you laughing at hand-to-hand sword battle?
yeah. I was like, how
sorry.
does that work?
So many other ways you could have said that, Jose. So many other ways.
Yeah, I just decided to go with it, honestly. But it really shows the whole motivation for the character. I feel like he's trying to prove himself constantly, to the point where when his brother saves him by sacrificing his life, he has to prove himself worthy, and that's why he goes on an impossible mission for this.
Like Ethan Hunt?
Oh, yes.
For the Kalisk.
The Kalisk. He goes on this impossible mission for the Kalisk, and he has no other choice but to do it. So I think that's
he
really
could just
the heart of it.
He could just bugger off and not do it.
Exactly.
Then we wouldn't have a very good film.
That's not a good film. No.
The unkillable Kalisk.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be pretty killable, but had its had its own had its own things going on.
It's obvious the second Deck gets on the planet, he is way out of its depth, and he's pretty much immediately saved by the top half of a damaged Wayland's returning synth, Thea, played by Elle Fanning. She says she can help Deck track the Callus while also trying to find her legs and get back to her sister, Tessa, also played by Elle Fanning. And along the way, it basically turns into like a buddy cop comedy. Thea does lots of talking. They even pick up a cute animal helper called Bud. Of course, we find out that Thea's goal is to capture the Calisk, but for Weyland-Yutani, and curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal, Tia, as Deck and the Calisk are captured. Where's that quote from? Come on, Jose, I know you know it. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. From Firefly, the first episode. Man.
Oh man,
Or was
that's
it
such a
Serenity?
long time ago.
Shit, I'm wrong. It's from one of those. Yeah, it's a long time ago. Anyway, Thea feels bad, and we quickly realise that her sister Tessa is an absolute villain and must be stopped. So our mismatched heroes and Bud, who we just left behind, team up to escape and free the Calisk, as we find out that Bud is a baby Calisk, and then the massive one is her mum. It's like Bambi, except no one dies, except lots of synths. Tessa and some Simps are defeated. Team Deck heads back home to his planet to sort out his daddy issues. We have a little bit of patricide, and then it's happily ever after. Cut to credits, but wait, Mum's home. Till the sequel, Predator, mummy issues.
Yeah, in a nutshell,
Pretty
in about 2 seconds there, yeah.
So we're going to get into the good, the bad, and the what the fuck from Predator Badlands. And first up, the good, it's basically a much, much better version of the Adam Driver film 65. Does anyone remember that film? It was really bad. It was Adam Driver on a planet full of dinosaurs, and it did not deliver Adam Driver versus dinosaurs. It delivered Adam Driver versus some bad CGI in the shadows and the dark with an annoying kid. Sorry, you didn't deliver. Although it's ironic because those guys went on to do Heretic as their next film, which was amazing. So, improvement. But yeah, this reminded me of that film, just done a million times better. And also, I think it's a lot better than any of the recent Jurassic Park films as well. Now, can you guys remember the opening scene on the planet? You see the little bug, then it gets eaten by the bigger bug, then it gets eaten by another bigger bug. What film was that from? Because I can't remember. It was either a Jurassic World film or it might even have been from one of the Kong films recently.
We discussed
Definitely
this afterwards.
And we still didn't know it.
And I couldn't work it out. You know what I thought? Evolution, the comedy film. I was like, is it from
Yes.
that? But I don't think it's from that either. But I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But
if you know, let us know below in the comments. Marie would be so proud.
And then speaking of the planet itself, I thought the fact that they created creatures that were really interesting and somewhat new, it was really well done. It's kind of hard to create creatures that make sense in certain worlds, and I think just the fact that they kind of took elements of like large, slow moving beasts, but like has impenetrable armor, the razor grass. I thought all of it was just like really nice challenges for the main character. The thing in the tree, I forgot I saw that in the trailer. The whole time I'm like, what's in the trees? What's gonna attack them? And then all of a sudden you get this like space eyeball hanging from the tentacles, So I mean, all of that were just it never got to me to where I was like, oh, that seems kind of weird. It was just like, oh wow, that's really cool. So I just really enjoyed the creatures that they put on the planet and how they implemented them for the protagonist.
Talking about space eyeballs, one thing that I said to me and Neil, after we have our secret screenings or whatever, in one of our shenanigans, I mentioned, I thought it would be really cool if one of the random creatures that he comes across was one of the creatures from Alien Earth that they captured.
That would be cool.
And I was like, is the tree one the same as the one? I don't think it is. I think they're different.
No.
But I just thought that would have been a really cool
nice.
link between the two.
Yeah.
If one of the creatures was the same somehow.
You know what would have been really cool at the very end, after on that planet, as they're like going off, pan to a rock, and the little squid eyeball monster just is there on the rock, and you get that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's
or just something subtle, like you see that that fly, the big fly thing that spits acid or whatever it is. Yeah. That would have been cool.
That would have been great.
Nice little connection between the franchises would have been nice. Now, of course, this is the first Predator film where the Predator is the main protagonist instead of antagonist. Was this a good choice? Yeah, it was. You couldn't have a film. I know it was funny because I read some people were like, no, the Predator shouldn't should be like just going around being manly and killing things and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, right, but...
He was being manly and killing things. That was like his sole job.
I don't know too much about the lore of the Predator or the Yautja, but I do know.
Dude, I thought you were the person. Me and David were like, "Oh, Jose knows the lore. Great."
I'm a big fan of the movies, but I do know that there's a comic book or a series of comic books that goes way more into all these clans. So, if anything, I like that they kind of kept it enough to where if you weren't a fan of the comics, you probably got a lot out of this, and if you were if you were a fan of the comics, I think people were satisfied because I'm hearing good buzz about this in general.
Oh, dude, as the day we record this, it's the first Monday after the opening weekend, and it was number one at the box office, took 80 million.
Wow,
And I
that's
think it only
awesome.
cost like just shy of 100 million to make, which is cheap for a big Hollywood blockbuster these days.
Yeah,
Think of the CGI in that as well, like all of the action sequences.
I think that the mandibles alone would probably be an entire team of people working on that head the whole time.
I mean, I just thought some of the shots, like the opening shots, were beautiful, man. I mean, no,
Hmm.
it's all CGI enhanced on the thing, but when it looks that good and it feels, you feel the weight. The problem with bad CGI is it doesn't feel like any of the scenes or the objects have weight to them, and you
Mm.
felt like he was walking through this planet on it. You
Oh
felt like all those
yeah.
creatures were there. I also liked the opening, and like the opening weirdly reminded me of Highlander, just with like the sword fights and the decapitations and you killed my brother, vengeance. Basically, you just needed the outer style band that sounds like Queen for it, because if you don't know, Queen did all the music in Highlander for some reason.
I gotta say though, I really enjoyed the use of the new weapons because I think that's one of the things that they didn't do right in some of these movies, or even in the Alien versus Predator, which we will not talk about. But having a
I've never
sword,
heard of that film.
but having the sword, I think was it's such a simple concept, but adding the red laser beam, it's like makes it just an incredible weapon, and he used it really well throughout the movie.
What I thought was cool, the iconic, like three laser, like
Shoulder mounted
shoulder
bloody
mounted thing, but he didn't have it. It was like the antagonist that was using it against a predator.
Tessa nicked it.
Yeah, I liked that. I thought that was pretty cool.
One detail, like it's a subtle little thing, is when he's getting all these weapons and he's checking them out when he first lands, and he like pulls up his arm and it floats up, and he's just like tap, okay, it's good, and it's like it feels like it's lived in. He's not trying to overly show it off. He's not doing anything for the camera. He's like, it works, boom, okay, good, and it's
I
like,
don't think he realizes he's in a film.
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, some filmmakers would try to be like too over the top. It's like, oh, let's test it out. Let me throw it. Okay, it works. Let me call it back. And they kind of overdo the whole idea of like,
What you're saying is he didn't need to test every weapon in the field. He was like, yeah, all good.
yeah, and it was just enough to like show off that it floated, but then he just put it back in, and it's like a subtle just nod to
We
like,
all
yes.
float down here, Jose.
I love the all the trophies that he had in his spaceship. Like, so he's got like the dismantled human, but then he's got the T-Rex skull on there, which made me think what time period everything was taking place initially, because he had like the skull, but the human, which wouldn't have been at the same period as the T-Rex. But then obviously the Simpsons came into it later, and it was and that. But I was thinking, like, is that like a historical T-Rex thing, like a trophy from like a long, long time ago, or is that like he's personally killed, but he, although he wouldn't have killed it because it was his first kill, right? That was the whole thing.
Well, that is his brother's
He was
ship,
going out on
remember?
his first blooding, right? So it's his brother. So that, yeah, but then where did the brother get the T-Rex from?
It might not be a. I'm just gonna say space T Rex, so it could be from
Space
another planet.
T-Rex, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's an Earth T Rex from our ancient past, because that would just be too much narrative jumping to do. Just space T Rex, easy,
Although you
job
got to
done.
wonder, because in the Predator 2, David hasn't seen this. At the end of the film, Danny Glover receives a pistol from 1400 something, and it's like, do they live that long, or is it just something that they treasure and pass on down through the clan for respect? So that's something I think the comic book viewers would probably understand more.
RESPCT, yes.
Yes, sir.
I really liked Demetrius Schuster Kalamantangi. Clearly, with a name like that, he is a Kiwi actor, and he is superb as Deck. He imbues the Predator with humanity for the first time, which is ironic because he's not human. He's smaller, he's the runt of the litter, and he is seen as less than and damaged, with his dad basically telling his brother to just kill him. And it's very similar. I loved how the way Thea is viewed as damaged, both physically because she has no legs, but also emotionally because she starts caring about Deck and the planet and all the fauna and flora and all that kind of stuff, instead of wanting to just exploit them. So her sister, Tessa, is more, pure Wayland android, and is like, yep, she's defective, boxer. So I like that that's obviously why they become like buddies, because they had the same storyline going through it, that they were both viewed by their family as weak and damaged. So I like that. I liked the evolution of it.
You definitely got to give it up to the effects team because since the face is probably all CG, you could really I was paying attention to the Deck's eyes, and it wasn't like over the top where it's almost cartoony, but like you can see the emotion in the predator's eyes. And I thought that's something that really added to the character, because obviously you're seeing him go through all this stuff, but even in just certain moments, you just see his eyes, either like fear or sadness from his brother, or like determination. Like in the past, I feel like the masks were very more angry looking in general.
Well, that's why he didn't wear the mask, Jose,
Yeah,
because you needed to relate
that's
to the
Connects with
character,
him,
it's a
yeah.
good point,
and you
actually.
need to see his face and his eyes to do that.
Yeah.
Was that also not prosthetics, not CGI?
I feel like it's probably a mix. One thing you mentioned, Jose, that I do like as well. Yeah, we got a bit more background on the lineage of the predator species, the Yautja, and that was cool. It also, for me, in places, felt like a better version of Avatar. And wouldn't you know,
Oh,
they hired the same linguists who created the Navi language for the Avatar films to make the Predator language.
yes.
I will be very interested, David, to see how you think the next Avatar film compares to this. Obviously, it's going to be on another scale visually, but when it comes to the story and performance, which Avatar never delivers on for me,
They're
it
not going to
always
be
delivers on spectacle.
comparable because they're going to be two completely different experiences.
But then, do you think the studios can like, wait a minute, this only cost 100 million and it made this much, and Avatar costs this much money, and by proxy, it probably not going to make.
And
Well, we never bet
it
against
made
Cam.
2 billion.
Yeah,
Something.
I'm pretty sure the Avatar
I
movies
mean,
are doing pretty
I
good.
think Avatar's pretty okay with making money, Neil. I don't think it's got a problem.
I just watching, I was like, oh, it's like there's lots of creatures. It's on an alien planet. It felt like Avatar, but done properly.
We understand your hatred for Avatar, Neil. You don't have to keep
I
pushing.
don't hate it, Jose. I'm meh to
Meh.
it. Like, yeah, visually it looks amazing.
Story wise,
Jose, name me 3 characters from Avatar that aren't Jake Sully now without googling.
yeah, I don't know.
There you
I
go.
also haven't seen the
David
second
can.
one.
David can, but only because I asked him this question a little while ago.
I mean, Sigourney Weaver and what's her name?
That's an actress, not a character.
There's a really, I think that's a good video to talk about how Avatar is so big, but yet has little impact on our pop culture.
I would agree with you on that. I
Yeah.
would agree
I
with
mean,
you.
it's at Disney World.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
Another highlight of the film is definitely double Elle Fanning, good and evil, and with them ironically wearing the opposite traditional colours.
Yes.
Evil Tessa is all in white, and then later on, Elle Fanning, Thea, is wearing black. So it's like, oh, a nice little inversion of that. I mean, Legless Thea, she's so charmingly funny and a great foil for Deck. Like, even as she subtly manipulates him from the start so she can complete her goal. But the way she tricks him, she's like, well, I'm just a tool. And he's like, it's a very clever way to get around the Predator's I hunt alone, must murder by myself mantra.
Yes.
And in theory, her character could be really annoying, but we've
Oh,
already seen a
yeah.
Trachtenberg film where everyone sneaks around quietly and fights a predator in Prey. So he probably didn't want to do the same thing again. And again, it's also a great villain performance by Fanning as Tessa, who is all mission, stay on target. I also liked towards the end of the film, they didn't spell it out that when Deck dropped Tessa's skull at his father's feet, I was expecting there's some line where he goes, this thing killed the Catholic. I killed this thing. And he didn't. He just dropped it. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Didn't need to explain that because he was already too busy with the fighting and the murdering his dad.
I'd say it's almost funny because this might sound like a bad, but it's actually a really good. I wanted to see more of Tessa being a good villain, because like there was that one scene where they were looking for Thea and they found the crash site, and then they're attacked by the space vines, and they just murder the shit out of them, like burning them with fire and then shooting them. And I'm like, this is fucking cool. Like that was just a great moment. Like the camera just pans out and you see everyone just like it was so well done, because I think that's the upside of them all being Sith. They're easily mechanical and they don't have to be like scared or like running for their lives. They're just like really good at killing things.
But that's what I liked. We got a lot more of the Wayland Yutani lore here, who were with them. Anytime Wayland Yutani are featured in anything, they are looking for dangerous things to bring back, and it always goes wrong. But at least here, they were smart because it was just Simps being horrifically murdered by the planet.
I like something that you guys mentioned earlier about her being like not only having the charisma. Like, I'd love to see her and Andy from Romulus just like have a coffee.
Oh yes, yes.
Because he's just like the complete opposite.
That is the Wayland Yutani Disney Plus show we need.
yeah.
You've heard.
I like how they were using her and her, like, you say that how she could have come across annoying, but they were using that as a way of explaining, like, the lore, like, more of the lore around the Predator, like, everything he does, what he eats.
Yeah,
Like,
because a predator
for
wouldn't
us as the audience,
talk about it,
yeah,
would he?
yeah. But for us, for the benefit of us, the audience, and I thought it was a cool way of doing it.
If you think about it, this movie's set in the future, clearly, but then that means in the future we know about the Yautja because she says she studied the Yautja. So to some degree, there's a lot of potential there for films where we come across the predator again, but more in present time.
I suppose it depends whether in the Trachtenberg Predator universe that Prey and Killer of Killers are canon.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought it was laugh out loud funny in places, and it's one thing me and David both thought was hilarious when Bud starts mimicking Deck, but especially the bit where he starts waving the severed Simp's arm in the air. That literally got the biggest reaction I think of the whole screening where we were.
So I disagree heavily on the fact that you say it was funny. That moment was funny. The film was not funny. That was a big bad for me.
Oh, we're going to get onto that in a little while then.
Okay.
I also saw someone call it Predator Fury Road because, like, the music sounds vaguely Australian, like kind of didgeridoo-ish. I was like, it does kind of sound Australian. And then obviously the planet where everything's trying to kill you on it, just like Australia.
Now I'm wondering where they filmed this.
Australia? No, I don't know. Probably on a stage in the
In
middle
a big green screen studio. Yeah,
just down the road in London. Yeah, Jose, your last good point.
I really liked how they brought back the elements throughout the movie where there were the razor grass and like the armor from the big beast, even that little snake that spits out acid. That was an interesting little element.
Deck was just like collecting helpful creatures, wasn't he?
Yeah,
honestly, he got a helper snake. He had Bud helping him out.
That helper snake full on committed suicide for him and everything.
Yeah, I was
like,
I will jump in front of the flyer.
yeah.
I mean, they made friends quick, so
Yeah, because like that way of him going around making all the weapons, creating the armor, and he looked fucking badass at the end of it in his in his mask that he created with all his little cool weapons.
That was honestly really cool. Yeah, and that's one of those things that a lot of these movies now they'll show off certain elements that throughout the struggle, and they won't even go back to maybe a handful of those. And it's like this one went back and used everything, and I'm like, yes, thank you. Like Chekhov would be like so happy to see this.
Chekhov's Predator.
Chekhov's Predator, yes, exactly.
David, one other thing you had on your good was the sound design of the film.
Oh yeah, no, I thought it was excellent from the very first shot of that like crack in the two rocks, and then it goes to that bug that kills the things, everything like that. Yeah, amazing. And then the sound of like the what are they called? Like, that he's got like a little scooter thing. I don't know.
Like a scooter thing, a motorbike,
whatever it is.
The flying rocket
like,
ship.
You know, the sound that makes just a lot of it so on point. Yeah, and then when you compare it to the sound design of like what Neil's already compared it to the Jurassic Park film, so Jurassic World Rebirth. I mean, yeah, the dinosaurs sound cool, but then everything else is like, you know, but yeah, I just thought it was really well done. There?
Neil just had a stroke.
I was like a dinosaur. Now, before we get to the bad, I have one question that I don't really know where it fits in, so I'm dropping it in here. Did anyone else notice Deck get what looked like an injection from Tessa when she had him prisoner? And I was like, what are they injecting him with? I actually thought it was blood or something from the Kalisk. And I was like, why are they giving him healing powers? But then it wasn't mentioned again. But I said to David, I said, because we had this chat after the film, and I was like, was she drawing blood? Was she injecting him with something? But there was definitely something where it looked like Tessa was operating on him at some point.
Yes.
Did you see that? I
noticed.
What did you think?
In the X-ray, it looked like you could see the liquid going into his brain. So I wasn't sure. I thought it was anesthetic or like something to put him out. But that doesn't make sense because he jumped out and just kept running.
So there was definitely something being injected into him then. So we are clear on that. Now, I think if it wouldn't have made sense for them to give him Kalisk stuff. I googled this, David. I could not find anything on it. But then again, the film had only just come out. But then, and also, it wasn't mentioned again. But I thought that would have been awesome if it had happened, because they missed a trick there by not giving Deck some Kalisk blood and making him an unkillable predator. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Learned from The Predator to not do that.
I cannot remember that. What happened in that?
They gave humans an crazy overpowered suit.
But right at the end of the film, and it was like, and it's going to come back in the next one and be used properly, and it didn't because it was shit. Right, as we just mentioned the word shit, let's move on to the bad. And I really couldn't think of much, so I'm going to throw to you, David, straight away. You didn't like the comedy.
No, I didn't like the comedy. Specifically, the scene where they're trying to go to sleep and you've got Bud mimicking Gek. Yeah, it wasn't funny. It didn't like none of that land. No, literally no one in the cinema was laughing at that.
Really?
It didn't land
Because it
for
was quite the opposite.
a single other person in that cinema found that funny. And we had quite a busy showing as well.
I was chortling.
Yeah, it just didn't work. It didn't land. It felt very Marvel. It felt very Disney.
Hmm.
I didn't like it. I felt like it shouldn't. They should have just made it and kept it quite badass. You know, kept it quite Predator, and not throw in these like that. It wasn't. Yeah, it didn't work. It was tonally. It didn't work tonally, and it wasn't funny.
Well, David, that handily brings me on to my next point that I had, which is not one of my personal points, but because I couldn't find anything really wrong with it. Oh, one thing I found actually, like you mentioned earlier, it would have been nice to have a cameo from one of the aliens from Alien Earth, like the tree bug. That was there. That would have been nice to tie that franchise. Just not even tie them together, but just like a little nod from
Yeah, just a cool
Dan
cameo thing.
Trachtenberg
Yeah.
to Noah Hawley. That would have been nice. They don't really explain what's wrong with Ellie Fanning's fear, because like every other synth there is a standard Wayland robot.
Yes.
So what made her special and go against her programming?
What made her and her sister special? Because they seemed to be the only two that were really above average.
Didn't they say they were given more like sympathy or empathy or emotion or something like that to help in exactly that situation to manipulate
Yeah, for
Gek?
different
But
reasons.
they were there was something about them from an emotional point like
I
that
think
that
what
they
it
were.
comes down to is the Thea was in the lab and like still craving that wonder, while Tessa was out in the world and being like bogged down by the reality of how horrible these animals
Murder,
are.
murder, death, kill.
Yeah, so I think that's why there was that maybe that balance.
I'm nitpicking, but like that could have done with a bit more explanation. But
Hmm.
yeah, nitpicking. And yeah, one. So I actually went and had a look online to see what the negative reviews are, just to see what the basement dwellers and bedwetters were complaining about. And people were like, "You've made Predator into a kids franchise. This was a 12A. It has cute. They've Disneyfied the Predator." I mean, I can kind of see the point that they've Disneyfied it. For a 12A, it is very violent. There are multiple limbs being chopped off, decapitations, lots of blood, but you get away with it because it's
Not red.
fantastical. Not
Or
red, exactly. It's Predator blood is green, synth blood is white. Tarantino had the same issue with the Crazy 88 sequence in Kill Bill. Put it in black and white. Oh, not a problem. If it was in color, oh no. So it's kind of the same thing here. The OG fans and some of the basement dwellers were really not happy with humanizing the Predator either. And I don't know, giving him character other than unstoppable killing machine. Except, right, every film where a Predator is the main antagonist and villain, they die. This is the first film where we have, a Predator who is the focus and they're the hero of the film. You can't just have the Predator be a faceless killing machine killing off, because that film's been done what 7 times now. But again, some of the other negative reviews I looked at that really disliked it from the basement dwellers. Predator should be a muscular, masculine action horror movie with no cute, cuddly animal sidekicks and wisecracking robots.
So this person's not too far from my view. This
Yeah,
basement dweller on the wisecracking monkey, but it's utter nonsense about the the wisecracking android. Sorry, the cute cuddly monkey. Like I don't think it was a merchandising opportunity. I wouldn't go quite as far as a cute little
Bud is not
merchandising
cute.
opportunity.
No one wants a Bud toy.
But
you'd be
I think,
surprised.
but
Have you heard
I
of
don't.
Labubu?
I think with that, it's the same sort of feel and tonal issue that I had with the comedy. If that's the way they're going at, if they're just saying that it needs to be more masculine because then fuck that dude. And it was anyway. Like, what do they want? Do they want fucking Arnie and like the moment that where they've got massive biceps in the first one? Like,
Yeah, I have a feeling that for this guy, it was not enough men being manly men for this guy. I never thought I'd see the day when the Predator would be turned into a Disney princess, but there you go. They even gave him animal psychics. Can't
Oh
actually disagree
man.
with this one. I can agree with the intention of it, but he's right, kind of. I just don't have a problem with it, and I found it entertaining. Who else doesn't want a pet snake on their shoulder that will take a bullet for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the way that it's executed was a lot more badass than the way it implies. Like
Yeah,
he's not
exactly.
being friends with bunnies and birds. He's like, these are animals that kill. You know,
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have.
Yeah.
I do have a couple more bads myself. Um, One of them is, so I don't know a lot about the lore of it, but I feel like his brother would have just killed him in
Yeah.
reality. Like I feel like if Dad's saying kill him, it would have been like cool, yeah, mate, this is it. Die with pride. There you go. I feel like that would have, with everything that there is with them, I feel like that's probably more what would have actually should have happened.
I think you're right. Like in traditional lore, it seems like from what I know that would be the norm. But I think that's why this character is actually better in the sense that this is not the normal thing. He was given a chance by his older brother, and so that makes his struggle to be a part of a clan that much more interesting. So it's like regular stories where nothing really dramatic happens don't make for good movies. So like
Yeah.
the
So
conflict with that family, I think makes it
what I
better.
thought would have been cool to have kept that conflict is to have flipped the brothers. So you've got Deck as the one that kills the other brother on the father's demand, and
Oh, okay.
then goes out to do and then goes out on this quest
Okay, I
to
can see
that
that. Yeah.
instead
So
to do it
his
that way.
father.
But you still get the motivation to kill the father to
Yeah.
take his place as clan leader, and you'd still get the motivation to do it all in the first place to prove yourself.
Oh, okay. So
I
Because
Deck
smell what you're
is.
cooking.
So you're saying Deck is betrayed by his brother. He kills him and then takes his brother's ship.
not even necessarily betrayed. It's literally just Dad wants you to kill him. Cool. And then there's nothing. What's wrong with that? I suppose it creates a less likable character for you to initially hook onto, but
Oh, so you're saying Deck should be the one that's the stronger brother and kills his
No,
little.
Dex still the runt. The dad turns up and is like, why haven't you killed him? He's like, okay, I'll do it now. They go and have their fight, but Deck actually kills the stronger brother, and the dad's like, oh, okay, maybe go off then. Is that what you were saying,
Yeah,
David?
well, yeah,
but
simply yeah, that or what Jose was suggesting in flipping them in terms of there being Deck being the runt, but the brothers like when it turns up and it's like, why haven't you killed him yet? Okay, well you're dead now, and Deck orders him to kill the brother, and then he
Oh,
just
okay.
does it because Dad's asked,
Okay, yeah.
and
Both
then
of those work.
I don't know, but that was just one thing I thought could have been cool because it didn't make sense a lot for me that the brother would have done that,
Hmm.
made that
yeah,
move because
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see
yeah.
that.
I can see your
um,
point, man. Yeah.
I also thought Deck wouldn't have survived childhood in general if he was a runt. They'd have just killed, like literally, they'd have just called him at birth.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Honestly,
like
No, too small.
yeah, literally like that. Like there's no like the title screen literally starts with they don't have any friends, they don't have this, they don't have that. It is literally just hunting. They are just predator, like prey to none, predator to all.
yeah.
So where's this? Why wouldn't they just kill their young? Like there you go, it's off your pop.
We don't know what Mum's opinion on it all is yet, do we?
Mm.
No, no,
But
no.
it was quite predictable, but not in a bad. I suppose that's not a bad thing. Like the whole film was very predictable. Even my wife, who I saw it with, said it was predictable. But
But when it predictable's done in a good way, you don't mind
yeah,
because
exactly. It's not
you're enjoying the
necessarily a
beats. You
bad
go,
thing.
oh yeah, that's
Because you knew he was going to create all these weapons from everything that he discovered on the line, and you knew that he was going to kill his dad at the end of it by everything that he'd learned being on this planet. You knew that you knew everything was going to happen did happen. There were cool things still thrown in that you didn't expect, like the main fight at the end before he kills his dad and like that sort of stuff. But
Mm.
it was pretty predictable. But like, it's not a bad thing. Yeah,
no,
necessarily.
not when it's done well,
Yeah.
like this was. Jose, your final bad.
This is kind of a nitpick, but when it comes down to this being a Predator movie and being named Predator, one of the essential things that you want from a Predator movie is the heat vision. Like that's apparently the way they see the world. And in this, at no point was there really anything showing that they used heat vision. Even in the beginning when they used his
Question:
mask. Go on.
isn't the heat vision they can see normally? I'm assuming the heat vision is just for when they're hunting.
No. In the first movie, it is established the most, but I think even in the second movie, they kind of follow up with it. Like the the mask helps them refine their heat vision, but I feel like essentially their vision is based off of heat. And when you see Arnold fight him in the beginning or at the end of the movie of the first one, he takes off his mask and you see just a lot of warmth, but he can still see Arnold through heat vision. And in this one, they didn't really imply it at all. If anything, the only time he had his mask and he was looking for his brother, it looked like just like a digital display, but that was it. There was no real emphasis on hey, this we track you through heat. And I think that could have added an interesting element to the movie. But again, you did make a good point that having no mask really allowed the eyes to create more character than if he didn't have a mask. The one pet peeve that I have is when throughout the movie they'll cover a lot of distance and they'll cover like a lot of land, but then for some reason at the end of the movie he's like, you know what, let me go back to my ship, and it takes no time. I'm like, that really kind of annoys me. I don't know if it was part of the fact that they were just kind of
Because it's at the end of the film and you don't need to show that journey, Jose. That would be the worst bit of editing. Like, oh, we've just had this amazing like action sequence, and now he's going to go home to kill his dad. Oh, except we got 20 minutes of him walking back to his ship.
no, but even before that, when he went back to his ship to get the initial stuff for
I know what you're saying, Jose. That sequence of the edit of him getting all of the different equipment and all the different
Yeah.
weapons from all the different locations that he's been in, which took 2 days or something throughout the course, but then it's made out in that edit that it took like no time at all to just
Well, it was a
revisit this bit,
montage.
revisit this bit.
Gotta have a montage.
Yeah, but it's made out that all happened within like an hour, you know, of him doing all that, or
And so I'm like,
not
I'm not saying it
like
was
a
bad
day
enough.
or two, which it probably would have taken again.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it was bad enough to take me out, but it was one of those things. It's a pet peeve of mine where it's
They
like,
would take you out, Jose. See those red
Yeah.
dots?
I think it's more of just like, oh, it would make sense if it was in a general area, but like you said, it was 2 days worth of travel and then compiled into one night of making weapons. Not only did he cover that distance, but he also made his armor. He made these weapons, and so it was just like a little of all things I can say, it's unrealistic, that he covered that much distance so quickly.
You saying a film about an alien that goes to another planet filled with aliens to kill the unkillable alien isn't realistic enough for you?
What was the film called again, David?
Hey, well, I don't think it was Alien.
The alien that couldn't be killed. Yeah. I assume we're going to get Marie to watch this at some point because it's not gory and it's got cute animals in it. But did we think early on that they were hinting at a relationship between Thea and Tessa before she said,
No.
"Oh yeah, sister"? Did you not think? I thought the way I thought they were hinting at. I know they're robots, but hey, as she said, as we get the gift sent to us, gay robots in space.
Well, oh, do you mean like a sexy time relationship?
Yeah, I thought they were hinting at it at the start, like
No,
lightly hinting at it.
Nah, Neil, your radar's really off.
No, it's only because when she goes, "Oh yeah, sister," and I was like, "Okay, so that is the filmmakers definitely saying no to that line." But the early scene when she mentioned it, because she's like, "Oh, we were more than that to each other," I was like,
Like family.
Yeah,
They're
I didn't
robots,
pick up
Jose.
on that at
Okay,
all.
really.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you're definitely being influenced by Marie. I can tell that.
We'll get our once it's out on streaming and our other co-host has seen it, we can get her version of events.
I see.
That brings us on to the what the fuck, and for me and David, this is a really positive what the fuck for a change.
Yeah.
And I think we had the same thing when we was chatting afterwards because we generally enjoyed the film so much. But it's the final acts of the film, probably the last half an hour. And I would say from when they're breaking out the Kalisk, you have Loda versus Kalisk versus Deck, and the fight up to Deck's revenge on his dad. I love the inversion of the classic Loda scenes from Aliens, but with an evil synth piloting the Loda. That was awesome. I love that. And it's just pure entertainment. It was just so fun. And how many films fumble it from the midway point and have crap last acts these days, especially big action sci-fi films? You get to the end and you're like, and it's a CGI fuckathon. I don't care what's going on the screen.
Yeah.
And this, I was like, you're kind of sitting forward in your seat and walk. He's like, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and then you get Bud waving a severed arm, and I was like, yes.
Yeah, for me, it was from the montage of him collecting all of his stuff, from that edit to literally the final closing shot. Pure, the most entertained I've been at the cinema all year.
Wow.
Without a doubt, is that
Awesome.
that entire section there. I was desperate for a Wii during it, and I forgot all about it until the credits started to roll, and I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta go for a Wii."
I gotta say though, as much as I agree 100%, this was the most entertaining part of the movie. There was some
Firstly,
moments...
Jose, is your what the fuck a positive or negative what the fuck?
It's mostly positive. I gotta say though, there was some moments where I'm just like trying to keep up. I'm like, what's going on? It's just a lot of movement, but overall, it was really, really entertaining. Like I can't disagree with you on that at all. But could it be my glasses are out of focus and I need to
You need to get a new
renew
prescription.
my
Yeah.
prescription. Yeah, I'm getting old. I need new.
What letter am I
prescription.
spelling?
F-U.
You need to get your eyes like looked at, man. Well, I got my arms down. That's bad. That's terrible.
I was gonna say that was a triangle as well. Is it even
That
a
was a
letter?
triangle as well.
What letter is
that's
this
like-
shape?
That's like Ghostbusters when he's showing like the wavy line. So, and let's electrocute Jose again. So what's next then? Is it Mum's Home? So we have never seen a female predator before in the films, I believe. Apparently, me and David were doing a little bit of research before the pod, and there has been female predators in the comic books and the video games and stuff like that. But how does that work in their society? Is it like a good thing? Is she the reason Deck wasn't killed as a runt, maybe? Or
Oh,
are the females of the species deadlier than the male?
Apparently, there was one in the
Space, that's
post credits of Prey as well. A female.
oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense then to have a female predator take on that character, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But then that's gone nowhere since then.
But the
so,
one in the
oh.
comics was called Big Mama, which
No.
makes you think that she's a badass. That makes you
Yeah.
think, yeah.
It's
the
also
guys-
probably good they didn't use that name in the films because that's just no. That's
yeah, but Big Mama makes you think of a badass. She
Yeah.
don't come for you. You don't
Or
fuck
a
with Big
redheaded
Mama.
trucker going cross country in Pee Wee's Playhouse.
your Pee Wee's Funhouse reference is lost on us Brits there, Jose. I mean, we're
Yeah.
aware of Pee Wee, but I don't think he was as big a part of our childhood.
I
as he
see.
was
There
yours.
was the movie. There was a scene really cool and fun and
Was there a
scary at the
predator
same
in
time.
it?
Could have been. No, there wasn't.
Then stop talking about Pee Wee Herman.
Ah,
Right. Before we head back onto our ships and move on to our next hunt, it's time for a quick predator ranking. And let's start with David.
Hello. Yes. So I've never seen Predator 2. I've seen literally every other Predator film, including all the like the Alien versus Predators, which we haven't included in these. But
Because
I've
they are
never seen. But
abominations.
for some reason, I've never seen Predator 2. It's just So I haven't included that, but I'm
You should
assuming
watch it, David.
based off
you
everybody
should.
else's list.
Honestly, you
it
should.
would be quite
It's a
high.
lot gorier than you'd realize. It's definitely going to be
Super gory.
Mine goes. You know what? I'm flipping it. I was starting off for 6. Okay, the Predator, the Shane Black one, and then it's Predators, the one with Adrian Brody on the planet
Of predators.
of Predators. Yeah, that one. Then it's this one, Badlands, which makes you
Mhm.
think that it's not a good film because it's so low on the list of Predator films. But I'm surprised at how many good Predator films there are. You know, Predators are a good bunch of films there.
I think we could actually argue that the Predator films, there's more better Predator films than there are good top of the tier Alien films.
Yeah.
That's a question for the socials
That
afterwards.
is a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's better, the Predator films or the Aliens? Yeah.
What has more really good films?
Yeah. Because obviously Alien 1 and 2, fantastic. But then from there, yeah, it's up for debate.
He was up to number 4. What's at number 3?
Number 3 is the original Predator.
Ooh, sacrilege.
And then I'm doing a flip. I'm flipping it. I'm going Prey number 2. And I
Wow.
really fucking liked Killer of Killers
Whoa.
when I watched it, yeah. It's the only one that I'll think of and remember a lot of random scenes in it. And a lot of like random... And the ending, which has an impact on all the other films
Yeah.
before it. It's really good.
Jose, have you seen Killer of Killers?
Let's not talk about that.
Okay, Jose, what is your top Predator ranking?
All right, so I kind of do like idea of David going from worst to best. So it
I
gets
mean,
the
that's it's not his idea. That's literally what we're doing.
It's literally the instruction.
You don't
gave
start
me.
at the best and then go
Yeah.
down to the worst films. No one does that. That's
according to the
insanity.
listener notes, we start at the top. So, anyways,
You just don't know how to read. Are you reading in Chinese? Are you starting at the bottom, reading to the top?
at
Anyway,
number
Jose,
si-
start with your worst.
at number 6, it's very clearly the Predator. It was just bad.
That's number 7, so you can't read numbers as well.
Number 7. Oh, because of fucking David with his number 6. All right, at number 7.
How is
it's
this
the
David's fault?
No,
'Cause it's
because
easy
you've
to blame
not
him.
seen Killer of Killers, so he was right with his numbers.
Ah, yes. Okay, so it does work.
So why have you put it in your list?
Because I trust your opinions on it.
No, you can't rank a film. You have
All right,
that sin.
I'll
Remove it.
I'll strike it. Let's cut all this,
Holy
and then I'll start.
fuck.
All right,
No, this stays. This is on for the benefit of the tape,
all right. So
for the trial.
at the bottom of my list is The Predator. It is just honestly the worst, and it's not even a good movie in my opinion. It tries to do things, it just doesn't do them well.
Don't, Jose, just try and explain and give
So,
it anything. It's
gotcha.
more than it
All right.
deserves because it's that bad.
Next, I think it's I think the rest of these are much better, so I'd like to give it respect, even though it's at number. It's the next lowest. It's Predators. I think Adrian Brody and them did a great job. Just not the best landing. And then Kill of Killers sounds like a great movie. So the next top four, I actually put Badlands at number 4, but it's a really close race because I think Prey is also like right there with 3 and 4. But honestly, I am a big fan of Predator 2 as number 2 and Predator as the OG and still the best because it sets up so many great things. It does everything you ask for. It has the stereotypical action man part in the beginning with the guys blowing up a village of enemies, and then it just really does the most. I think it still holds up against a lot of movies where Predator just slowly picks off each character in a very methodical way, and it makes Arnold's last fight really worth it. So Predator to me still holds up as the number 1 film in the list of Predator movies.
I'm going to review all films I have seen, Jose. And at number 7, well, first of all, I don't count the Alien versus Predator films because they are trash, just bad. And so's this film, number 7, The Predator. It's terrible, and Shane Black, who co-wrote the first film, should be ashamed because it was fucking awful.
I'd put Alien versus Predator though, the first one, above that Shane Black
The
one.
Predator.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know
wow.
what?
Yeah, it makes sense
actually,
though. Makes sense.
I just can't remember anything
The
about it.
first one was like, it wasn't billed for what it was, but if you watch it now, it's just fun. Like it's just a bit
Whoever
of fun.
wins,
It's just like we
lose.
It's just a bit silly.
And the second one was honestly better in my opinion because it
No,
used the town
no,
setting.
no.
I liked it. I liked it.
You're sick. You need to see a doctor. At number 6, the same as everyone else, I have Predators, directed by Nimrod Attal. And it's a shame because at one point I think Robert Rodriguez was supposed to do this and he was still good then. So that might have been a really kind of cool thing. And number 5, David, I have Killers of Killers, which I only finished watching literally the day I saw Badlands.
You said you'd only seen half of it. You'd not finished
I'd seen the first 2 chapters and I hadn't seen the third one. And you like the third one's the weakest, but then the 4th chapter
is so good, yeah.
You've got 3 stories, right, Jose? 3 different time periods, Predator versus different classic people from time.
Yes.
And then they're all rounded together for the 4th chapter.
Oh.
And I was like, this is very cool. And it does something completely different, which was really cool. But they added an extra scene on the end in a couple of months ago that wasn't on the original release when it came out on Hulu earlier in the year. And so me and David were trying to remember and figure out, because he's watched it, I think, pretty much when it came out. And I only watched it like a couple of days ago. So I was like, what's this scene on there? And we think 2 shots were added in. And then the final shot was still cool. And I get why David rates it so highly, because if they made a live action version that followed on from the events of the animated film, it would be fucking the best Predator film of all time. And I'm hoping that's what we might get.
I think so.
So go and watch Predator Killer of the Killers, Jose.
What it does, without spoiling it, Jose, is that it links all the other films in just one shot.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, honestly, I do.
So, Jose, I have at number 4 Predator 2. And the line kept coming to me. My favourite line from the film, and I'm not going to do the accent because it's very racist. the bad guy, King Willie, in it, who's one of the gang members. And what's the line he says to Danny Glover? You cannot see the eyes of the demon until him come calling. And I just remember that being like such an awesome line throughout the film.
So cold. Yeah, it's one for me. It's definitely a nostalgia pick for being number 2. I can see
Jose,
Prey.
this is my top 4. What are you doing? You've already talked about it. I was telling you about King Willie. You were interrupting.
Although the ending of Killer of Killers did ruin the ending of Predator 2 for me, because having not seen it.
Well, not.
I mean, it's the journey, right, for the movie. Honestly, just seeing the journey, I think, is great.
Anyway, back to my top 3 before Jose takes us off again. God damn it!
Hey, David did it too.
But David's ill. He can't be. His actions are just. He's got the
delirious.
fever.
Yes.
He's delirious. He doesn't know what he's saying. At number 3, I have Badlands, and I did really enjoy it. It was very fun. Number 2, I have Prey, which again, when it first came out, was like, you can't have a Native American woman fight a predator. That's stupid. That's not believable. Oh well, Dan Tractenberg made us believe, and it was awesome. And then number 1, of course, it's got to be Predator. The original. It's just the ultimate cheesy Arnie's 80s movie. And the end credits are one of the greatest end credits of all time. Like, if you do not remember... Yeah, Jose remembers. Do you remember the end credits to Predator,
I don't remember
David?
it, no.
Basically, the Mentos commercial. Or no, Full House intro.
Again, British, younger than you, American sitcom. Basically, David, it shows you every character from the film in a super cheesy montage, but they're all like directly looking at the camera and like going thumbs up, despite them all being dead, like horribly maimed early on. And it's like Jesse the Body Ventura, and he's like, and you're like, what? It's so cheesy and over the top bad, but in the best possible way. So yeah, I think we all agreed, except David, who put Prey at number 1. No, he flipped it. He put Killer of Killers at number 1.
Yeah, I did have Prey at number 1. I flipped it last minute.
And he put Predator at number 3. Ugh, man.
Yeah, but they're 3 really fucking good films, though.
I'd argue 4. I'd argue 4 with the new one as well.
4, yeah.
How many comments I saw online? Oh, you need to give Dan Tractenberg the keys to this franchise now. I was like, dude, he's had the keys to the franchise.
Yeah. he's had it for a while.
He's made 3 Predator films. No one else has made 2 Predator films, let alone 3. And he's probably going to do more. Like, he is the Predator guy. Like, why? No, you don't understand how English works, apparently. Okay, then. Drawing close to the end of the hunt. Jose, what do you give Predator Badlands out of 5? And is it a recommendation?
Definitely going to recommend it. It's 100% recommendation. And I'm honestly, this is wild to say. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. It's such a good film out of 5. Yes. But it's a Predator movie. What would you expect?
Fuck yeah, is it a recommendation to see? And it's a 4-star film for me.
Too funny for you.
The Comedy Monkey brought it down a star.
It did. It legit did. Yeah. Half a star, yeah.
David doesn't like comedy monkeys. Sad. And for me, yeah, it's an absolute recommendation again. It's so fun. Also, you can take probably younger kids to see it as well, because it's, you know, it's not as bloody in
what age
actual
are we
blood
talking?
terms. 12A, which is literally what the certificate was.
So 12-year-olds, yeah.
So for me, yes, it's a recommendation, absolute recommendation. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. I don't even know what I'm losing it half a star for, but it's not. Why am I not giving it 5 stars?
I mean, is it a 5-star
movie? It's not a 5-star
movie?
film.
It's because think about what other 5-star movies are there out there, you know.
I've got a list, and you'll see them very soon, Jose.
Yes.
Right, that's all the time we have on this week's episode of the We Need Roads podcast. I'd like to thank my fellow hunters today. Clan Lopez, where can people hunt you?
You can find me on my personal Instagram at @SpanishJoe, or if you like to see some of my photographs on Instagram, at Jose Lopez Photos, and then my website where there are no Jennifer Lopez wedding photos yet. It is www.jlopezphotos.com.
And David, where can people hunt you?
So you can find me at We Needed Roads on Instagram, and you can also follow me at long.d on Blue Sky. And I think that's it. Is that it?
Why did you go southern then?
I don't know.
Blue Sky.
Whenever I do D&D, everyone turns into an Irish person. I can only do one accent apparently, and it's an Irish accent.
Ooh, I kind of want to hear that.
I mean, someone will be the judge of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good accent.
Is it more a hate crime?
It's probably more of a hate crime, yeah.
Fair enough. And you can find me at Needed Roads on Twitter, Neil Gregory78 on Instagram and Threads, Neil G78 on Blue Sky, and at the We Needed Roads podcast on TikTok as well. And for more We Needed Roads shenanigans, you can find us on Spotify and also on YouTube, where you'll find our full library of episodes. And if you like what you've heard, hit that bell icon and subscribe, as we upload lots of short form content, instant reviews, and trailer reaction vids. And don't forget to leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought of Predator Badlands. Were you endlessly entertained like all of us, or did you hate the Disneyfication of the franchise? Let us know below in the comments. Right, I'm off to hunt the unkillable, which in my case is getting the next batch of podcasts written. Make sure to join us next time on your favourite Callus-powered pop culture podcast. See you then.
We Needed Roads.
What are you looking at,